Hello everyone. I'm not going to stay on long, and I haven't put out a notifications because I want to see how this works. I just want to talk to you about the very first time that I ever saw my first apparition. If you have heard this before, I apologize. If not, please share it out for other people to see. Hello, Carol, ETA. How are you, darling? I'm just going to have a quick chat to try and, the more I do this, the more I'm hoping I'll do it right. And if you could share it out for me, please. Hello, Bewitched. Obviously, you're getting notifications then, which is good. Can you hear and see me okay? If you can both let me know, that'd be great, please. And if you could share this out for me. It says invite. I'm just trying to do this all the more. Ah, right. Okay. Just trying to oh, good. Thanks. I'm just going to that's the thank you. That's the StreamYard communication if somebody wants to come in. I don't expect many to come in because I didn't say when I was doing it. But what I am going to do is tell my story, and people can look back at it later, can't they? So yeah. So I'm just gonna. Ooh, forgot to put their clocks back then. Me. Never mind. Anyway, I'm going to start because I don't expect many people on, but as I said, they can watch this later. So about 25 years ago, might even be more now, was the very start of my paranormal career in a way. Yeah, please share Bewitched. Because those days we were very much into oh, hang on. Okay, I'll hang on then. Let me just put this into Facebook as well. Hello then, back again. Yeah, I've just shared some as well, Bewitched. So can you just verify again for me? Can you hear me and see me? Can you let me know? Can you hear and see me okay? Loud and clear. I've just moved that clothes off my chair and put my my little gorilla there instead. Right, it looks like, as I say, we've only got. See, I'm trying to get this thing right as well. Is that better? No, that's no better, is it? It's probably worse. Yeah. There. That's better. Yeah, there probably is a bit of a delay in your reply, so don't worry. As I've shared most of it out anyway, so as I said, I'm not bothered if, really, to be honest, if a lot of people have come on or not. Okay, just to tell you the story. Perfect angle, yes. Right, I was listening to Richard Felix earlier on. Lovely guy, and gets loads of people there asking him questions and stuff. And he's done this book, and he's just published this book out, and very interesting about the people's stories. And I did say to him in the chat that I have seen Ruth Ellis and spoke to her, and also got a tape of her voice. And he said, "Oh wow," he said, "where was this?" So I put it up that it was in Caesar's nightclub, but of course he had so many people, and it was scrolling so fast as it does. I don't think he's seen it. So I thought, okay, never mind. I'll just do something like this. Bewitched. Richard Felix was on Most Haunted. He's a British historian. He's scared of ghosts, but he's very, very interested in a lot of the history, and he does after dinner speeches and everything. Look him up. Very, very intelligent man, very likable person. And yeah, so he's he was very popular in his time with Most Haunted, but he does his own thing now. And he's got Derby Jail, which is very haunted, and he also does ghost walks in Derby. So I'm trying to sort myself out here. Doesn't look a bit. I'll blow it. Anyway, that's him. So I'm going to tell my story now because, as I said, it can be seen back afterwards. So many years ago, we were fans. About 150 of us were fans of Most Haunted, and we went to see them in Caesar's nightclub in London, in Southam, it's called, in London. Sadly, the place is demolished now, but it was up and running, and we went there to see this show of questions and answers of the Most Haunted people. And Derek Okora was there then as well. And after they did their questions and answers, they went and they said that you could carry on and do your own investigations here. Now, Fred Batt, who is with the Most Haunted, or was with the Most Haunted as well, actually owned that building. And he's supposedly a demonologist, and he knew all about demons and etc., etc. And he owned this building, and he said that we could do this investigation. Now, some of my friends lived in London, so it was very easy for them to go there and to ask if they could do it, do the investigation, which was great. Okay, so I made a lot of friends that night. A lot of friends I'm still friends with now. Anyway, we did the most haunted team went, and the lights went out, apart from the little emergency lights all around the building. And myself and a friend of mine, Nikki Lynch, we decided to go off on our own in the balcony area upstairs. And the rest of the people went all their own different ways. So anyway, we went up there, and it was pitch black. And in those days, I had a very, very old sort of camcorder, although it wasn't very old then. And I said to her, oh, I don't know whether I'm going to get much on here. All I can see is just black, and every now and again see the little emergency lights. So, but I'll keep it running just in case it picks up a noise or something. So that's what I was doing. So there was I with this camcorder up to my eye, filming away. And she went on ahead. My friend went on ahead, only a couple of 100 yards or so. And it was a long balcony, so she walked on, and then I was behind, as I said, fair, couple of 100 yards or so. And all of a sudden, I shouted out and said to her, "Hey, Nikki, where's this apparition supposed to be then? Up here somewhere, isn't it?" She said, "Yeah." She said, "I've passed it." She said, "You're probably." I was about where it was. Anyway, she never said any more, and I never said any more. So I carried on filming, and all of a sudden, I stopped dead, because in the blackness of that area, I suddenly came across a doorway that was very well lit up. Now, I say doorway because there wasn't a door on there. There was like a doorway. And this woman was stood in this doorway. It was very well lit up. I could see everything of her, the dress, her hair, and there was white tiles behind her, stairs going down. And I was just shocked, I suppose. And I stopped filming. I say I stopped filming. I actually was so frightened, I dropped the camcorder. But luckily, the strap was around my shoulder, so it was filming the floor. But it still could pick up the sounds. So I just said something like, "Oh, sugar, who are you?" And she just put her finger to her lips and went, "Shh." And I said, "Pardon?" And she went, "Shh, there's people down there doing a seance." And I said, "Oh, okay, all right." And I went off. And at the end of that balcony, there were people doing a seance. And I found out later that there was some doing seance in the kitchen area as well. Now, bearing in mind, she was stood at the top of these stairs where the stairs went down into the kitchen area. I never said anything else all night. I mean, bearing in mind, this was nearly the beginning of the night. So by the end of the night and early hours of the morning, I had to go home at about 6 o'clock, catch the train from London to Gloucester, and said goodbye to everybody, still not having said anything. And I got home and I was absolutely shattered and went to bed, being up all night, and slept for 15 hours. Now, 15 hours sounds a long time to some people, but when you've got fibromyalgia, as I have, you do sleep a long time anyway. But for some reason, I just slept a bit longer. So by the time I actually woke up, I woke up in like a cold sweat it was, because I thought, hang on a minute, what happened last night? It's like sometimes when you've had a few drinks and you don't know what you've done the night before, but I hadn't had a few drinks. And I thought, what on earth was all that about? So I tried to piece it all together. And I spoke to my friend Nikki. I rang her up and I said, what happened last night? She said, what do you mean? I said, well, I didn't say anything to you, did I, about what I saw? And she said, no. She said, I did find it unusual that you were quiet, which is not me, as most of you know me now. And she said, oh, what happened then? I said, well, normally when we see something or hear something, we tell each other, don't we? And she said, yeah. I said, well, why didn't I? And I said, when we were walking along the balcony, you were ahead of me. Did you not see or hear anybody? She said, no, nothing, absolutely nothing. Not until we got to the very end and those people doing the seance. I said, yeah, okay, I saw them. And I said, well, that's weird, because I come across this doorway and I told her what happened and what this woman had said. And she said, oh my God. And I said, it wasn't anybody else playing tricks. She said, no, honestly. She said, I can't understand. She said, well, I didn't see it, or I didn't see her or didn't hear her because I was ahead of you. And I said, well, it freaked me out. I said, so, but why I didn't tell you, I cannot understand. I just cannot understand it, because normally we would tell each other so you could go and experience it. I couldn't understand it. So anyway, we rung around a few more places, and for months and months it went on, and I thought, I don't know what the hell all this is about. So then it suddenly struck me. I'm wondering if I went into like a mini shock. My eyes saw her and I spoke to her, but my brain was saying something else, or it might have been the other way around. I don't know. I just can't explain it. And for me not to say anything until I'd had that sleep and I could logically think what had happened. Because I really do think if I'd have thought at the time that I'm speaking to a ghost, it might have drove me loopy, more loopy than I already am. But seriously, I just cannot fathom it out. So anyway, I played back the tape and I heard this woman reply to me when I was talking to her. So I sent this tape off to have it analysed by experts, and it came back and said that, yes, that is definitely a ghost voice or a spirit voice, because it has higher octaves than ours. And I actually spoke to Phil Wyman as well, or emailed, and he said, as long as you've discounted everything and everybody, you have described Ruth Ellis, the last woman in Britain to be hung. She haunted Caesar's nightclub. She used to work there in the kitchens, in the kitchen areas, and she used to work as a hostess when it was the Locarno Ballroom. And she still haunts that place. And apparently Fred Batt, that owned it, said that she followed him home once in a car to his house that was called the Clock House. And so I was absolutely amazed. That's the only explanation I've got over the years. That is all I can logically think of what happened. I had to go home, have that sleep, to digest it in my mind, in my sleep, to wake up and logically think what had happened the next day. That's all I can think of. And very aptly, I'm sorry, but that is the end of my story. It was going to be a quick one. My son's just rung me, as you probably heard. So I'm going to ring him back, because I rang him earlier and he didn't answer, so I'm assuming he was asleep. So just a quick story, as I said. That was my very first full-blown apparition. And that was what turned me around to believe there are ghosts, there is an afterlife, and then I continued my life, my career, if you like, with the ghost walks, with my books, Paranormal Gloucester, Gloucester's Ghosts and Giggles. It all stemmed and started with that. So I thought I'd let you know. As I said, this is now on video for anybody who wants to watch it. Thank you very much for Carol and Yolanda to call on, to pop on. It was only you two, but as I said, I didn't expect anybody else, but it is there for everybody to see and hear if they want to. Thank you, my darlings. I'm going to go because my son Dean is ringing me and I need to talk to him. I haven't spoke to him for a week. So God bless, and thank you very much for sharing, and thank you much for being there. Bye-bye for now. Bye-bye for now. And I must remember to end the broadcast because otherwise it goes on and on, apparently. So God bless. Night-night. Night-night.